Hey everyone, Temporal here, and for this session we are going to be reviewing a silver support player. We, for this one, are mostly going to be looking at Brig and BAP. If you guys are enjoying the content, please do like and subscribe, as that helps out quite a bit, and I really do appreciate it. Or if you are looking to get coaching yourself, you can join my Discord in the description below, see what rates look like, see what sort of promos, special events we have going on, all of that good stuff.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 1. Capture the objective.
Okay, so here we are. You're rotating up. You're set up on Brig. You have a McCree and Soldier. Those aren't amazing heroes for you to enable as Brig. It's certainly doable. You do have an Anna, however, which is basically optimal for you in your support partner role. So you're thinking, I gotta protect this Anna to make sure she's successful. That's sort of the most interesting thing to you. And then, you're a pretty hard comp to dive if they're running anything like that. You're pretty brawly. You've got a McCree and a Brig, the double stun devastation there. We'll go with some alliteration. Sort of. And it turns out you're playing into a comp which you can now see. We're 15 seconds in. You can press tab and see the enemy comp, and it turns out you need to immediately be in, Doomfist territory. You're immediately thinking about the Doomfist. You need to make sure that that Doomfist is not able to get on your Anna. That's how you're going to provide the most value into this match. You're, of course, also going to enable off-angling DPS. Other than that, you're going to get to be a little more liberal with your packs than normal, and you're going to have to make sure you get some amount of Inspire uptime off, because, again, you don't have DPS to really enable the way you might like to. Okay? Think about this Doomfist. There's the sim. Haven't found the Doomfist yet? Sure. You can just whip shot her away to knock her down. You just hit a quick whip shot. Boop her away, it'll send her back, but it'll cause her to fall, and we're good with that. That's something that's fine with us. We don't need our whip shot to peel other stuff. There's that. Stun. Beautiful. There we go. You don't really need to stay here. You actually can't stay here. You do something unfortunate. Oh, that's a bigger rewind than we wanted. My bad, guys. So as we go here, we'll go forward one more time, and you're about to see something. Good of you to stun, but this is a really bad place for you to generally be in. Now, Hog is doing it too, so we'll live, but we do not want to be in a situation, where we are blocking the sightline between our Anna and our Reinhardt. That's something that you don't want to get in the habit of doing. You want to be kind of aware of that. It's hard for her to work around you right here. Okay. There we go. So we want to get out of here pretty quick. Nope. Here you're just sort of fox guarding, blocking your Ryan from getting heals. Cool. I don't really want to stay in the Reinhardt swing range. Good. You play a little more behind your Anna for a second, she can deal with that. Now you're going pretty hard here, and I can live with going hard only because their Doomfist is gone. Sure. I don't really know that I wanted to bash into that. It was very unlikely that this Reinhardt was going to unshield. So, here you are. This Reinhardt was already low health, he was shielding, and you bashed him with, this belief that maybe he was going to unshield? We don't really want to do that. You basically bashed for movement with a prayer of a chance that he'd unblock and you'd be able to stun him with that. We don't need the whip shot. Okay. Are you blocking your inner sight line of Reinhardt, who desperately needs health, and as a result, are you double packing Reinhardt? Why, yes. Yes, you are. So where do you want to go instead? Well, you wanted to think a little bit more over in this territory. Is this actually a good fight for you? Not really. She's scary. We don't actually like her. But this is the sort of thing we want to be thinking about. It's part of why she can be a bit of a problem in Brawl. But okay. She's a Brawl hero, but she tends to work better in non-Brawl comps. Yes, she works fine in Brawl in some situations. Yes, Atlanta ran her in their Brawl all the time. There's specific anti-dive reasons for that, Brawl v Brawl reasons for that. Don't need to get too into it. We've seen the White Fang before, haven't we? Yep, White Fang is Sonic the Otter. We see them around the Discord as well. Okay, so we used our last pack, and we used it on someone that wasn't our Anna, and our Anna is at half health. It's a tragedy. It's a tragedy. Again, this repair pack, here you are. You're doing this, bringing their Reinhardt in is cool and all, though a little dangerous. And here you are, and there's that. And you throw your pack on the Anna. And I don't know if it's just too congested or if Reinhardt was who you wanted to throw this on, but really we wanted to throw this pack on our Anna. Like, Anna's a lot more interesting. We have 0 packs now and we can't heal our Anna, and now our Anna has to decide, does she want to do things like nade the opposing team or nade her Reinhardt, which she did throw a nade out there, or did she want to nade herself? And it would have sucked if she'd made the decision to nade herself when you could have much more cheaply used a pack on her than her using a nade on herself is really expensive. You using a pack on her is cheap. But her getting health is important enough to warrant using a nade on her. So let's make sure we don't give her the option to decide wrong. We fix that decision for her. Here you didn't do that. Oh boy, it's going to be tough to protect your Anna here. You don't have Bash, and she's too low on health. That's on you. That's on you. You not having your Bash I can live with, but your Anna survives long enough for this to not be a problem for you to have cooldowns to mess with this Doom if you had that pack for her. If you'd had the pack for her, if when she gets uppercut you throw it or slammed, you throw another pack at her, this Doomfist is like, what am I supposed to do? I have to hit her with a punch to eliminate her. And you're like, you try hitting her with a punch. I'll stun you. We'll both fall over. Then she'll sleep you. You'll be chain stunned and we'll laugh as we eliminate you. That's what you're looking to do here. That's into an end orbit. It's true. It's true. Anna's actually an astronaut. That's what she does. She's off to orbit to go check it out. Okay, we win the next fight with Riley. No big. You got this. Of course, they're going to answer with wall, and it's going to be tragic. But hey.
This is not the end of the world.
Okay. You can use a pack. You have 3. Good. You still have 3. Okay. Sure. No, no, no. I see that. I see that, Bap. I saw that. I'm a rallying Brig with 4 seconds of rally left. My team's already had time to get armor. I want to go chase that down. I don't want there to be someone out here off-angling on my team. I want to force him back or eliminate him and then walk in like this, make sure this is clear, make sure there's no one with high ground over our team, make sure there's no one that can loop in and shoot our team from behind. I can go clear that. Clearing angles is good. You know, Doomfist is already out of the picture. You don't need to stand on top of your Anna to protect her from a Doomfist right now. Let's go clear the off angle because, you know, a diver in on your team is a problem, but one of the best ways to stop people from getting in on your team that works against divers and pokers, BAP would be a poker in this case, would be, hey, go clear the off angles. Don't let them take positions on angles like that. Let's go do it. There's no one to brawl in front of you. Sim's too far away. You won't have rally by the time you get there.
I'm planting my flag on the point.
You don't have rally anymore. Lead brawler Brig. Reinhardt. Kree. Roadhog. Here's your front line. Here's you. You don't have rally going anymore. I get it. You want the Zarya eliminated. I really do. But remember, you walk fast when you have rally going. It's easy to get ahead of your team. You can brawl during rally, though you can't brawl by yourself into like 3 or 4 people. Your team will usually push with you because they want your aura, which is good, but you're a bit faster than them. Be aware of it. And be aware, whoops, did your rally fall off in a place that you can't afford to be when you don't have rally going? Well, that's a little bit of a problem now, isn't it? Especially if they dropped a wall that's separating your Ana from being able to heal you. And this is even before you get purpled. So, a little too aggressive here. And look at this BAP that we could have cleared. We could have walked out over here, driven him off, done this, finished him, whip shot him out, whatever, fought him until he dropped lamp, and then whip shotted him out of his lamp down into the low ground. Could have done all sorts of cool stuff. The main problem with this person is that they don't have a golden weapon, and that's always required, since that shows you're good at the hero. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think that's the main problem. Yeah. So that was potentially a winnable fight, right? Like, you go clear, you guys had turned that fight, you go clear the BAP on the high ground, you then don't get eliminated, you make their BAP contribute less, your Ana wasn't really in any danger, you're not in a position to get cut off, naded, etc. by that symbol and get crushed, you don't get eliminated, you decrease the enemy BAP's contribution. That could have been big. And we had the previous fight where we didn't have a pack for Ana because we were blocking line of sight on the Reinhardt, then we were packing our Reinhardt. We didn't have packs for the Ana when the Doomfist came in. That one might have been harder to win, but okay, good pack. Careful. Careful standing in those doorways. It's not impossible for her, but like you're like doing this. Let me just keep blocking thing. Okay, you have to go through doorways. I get it. You don't have to wait in doorways. They even clank when he walks. Okay. Golden weapon greater than everything. Sorry, huge golden weapon. Okay. Temporal zoomed in on Ana's butt.
Let me patch that up.
Tactical visor.
I'll lead the way.
I'm not saying it was intentional, but could you blame me if it was? There we go. Okay. Mm-hmm.
This one's mine.
Temporal, read that backwards and realize what I was commenting on? I'm not going to. I know what you're commenting on, but I'm not going to. Okay. It's just a rough one. Not a big deal. Okay. 100-0. Not fun. On to second map.
Score.
That mistake was entertaining to some people. Okay. Okay.
Ready for battle.
That Temporal has a one-track mind. Scarves. There we go. There we go. And winning at Overwatch.
All systems operational.
So maybe 2 tracks.
For combat.
But not 3. 3 is too many. Wait, 3 is the magic number of angles. Maybe a 3-track mind. Ah.
4, 3, 2, 1. Round 2. Capture the objective.
Okay. We're rotating in on BAP. Ah, you also think, so this is Blah telling me I should get a P.O. box, which isn't happening soon, and that I should also get a Patreon, and there should be a tier that gets you a signed scarf by Temporal. Interesting thought. So we're here, we rotate in, we go for our shifts. This is an early lamp. I get that people are weak, but this is an early lamp. It's going to be hard to sustain this, having used lamp this early. Okay.
The objective is now active. Double kill.
I'm in fighting condition.
Okay. So, I get why you did it. I do. I get why you guys rotated to point. There's a very real part of me that wants you to just go, forget my team. I'm going to hop up here and eliminate the other team from here. There's a very real part of me that wants to do that, but no, you're not mechanically significantly better than this lobby, so I'm going to say no. This was a reasonable play. Did something good happen today? Tempora looks less like Scary Coach? Today's been fine.
All better. Now.
Get into position. Not ready.
No, we're not going to do that. Okay, so what's back here? You hit your reload. I can live with this shift. Cool. And we can weave here, right? So you go for this. We hit our shift. We shoot him. We shoot him again. We hit a right click on our soldier, or we miss a right click on our Reaper, and we shoot a Doomfist again, right? No, we wait. We wait. So we just wasted that time. And we wait again. That's 3 right clicks in a row. There's enemies on your screen for all of this. That's 4 right clicks in a row with enemies on your screen the whole time. Okay. Sure. Reasonable lamp. Why are these pure right clicks? Right click, right click, right click, reload, right click, shift for yourself, right click. Oh, okay, now we're going to do some left clicks. So remember, it's not just all right clicks. I get it. It's hard to resist the temptation to go, people are weak, I just want to right click. And, like, if you had to move your crosshair a lot, that might be right. Well, everyone's weak to go, I'm going to go right-click heavy. But you can't turn into a right-click bot when, like, you don't have to move your crosshair at all. Like, I don't care if you're just right-clicking on your teammates while you hold down left-click and just accidentally shoot at the people through your teammates that you're not even aiming at. I'd like you to aim a little bit. I'd like you to shoot through them with a belief that they're there. But, like, even if that's what you're doing, that's going to be a significant upgrade over sending 4 or 5 right-clicks in a row when you didn't have to move your crosshair at all. It wasn't going to delay your next right click at all, and putting that damage pressure on them weakens their push, makes it harder for them. You have to heal less if you put more pressure on them. Like, you can think of a pressure battle that's happening between the two sides. We've got our blue side pushing like this. We have our red side pushing like this with pressure, and I don't know, there's some line down the center that's wavy, whatever, and you're trying to push it back and forth. It can be a reverse tug of war, whatever. You guys are trying to push the battlefield back and forth, and what happens is healing like slows down the rate that they push it at. It slows down, so it's like some sort of, I don't know, inhibitor. Maybe you put some sticky jello or something that slows down their push. Like, aha, we have reinforced this partially and now it pushes slower. And okay, that's cool. That helps. It makes them push slower when you heal, but they are still pushing. But when you do damage, you, like, give this, I don't know, rocket jets or something. Okay, maybe not rocket jets, but, like, you give this extra push, and really, you win when this tug of war line goes over here. Like, you just win. Or really what happens is you start to win, they lose a couple people, and then you win when it actually gets over here. So, like, do both. Like, slow down how fast they're pushing it this way, but also push it harder yourself in the other direction. That's what you're doing with BAP. That's what BAP is all about. Okay, let's go back to this. Like, the damage you do to them will reduce the damage your team takes. I promise. It's counterintuitive, but I promise. We consider Bap a big healer, and he is a big healer, but really what Bap is he's not actually the biggest of healers. He's a high pressure healer. So like he puts pretty good heals out while also putting pressure on the other team, which makes him great. Like, hey, so like high pressure plus pretty high healing, that's good. High pressure support. Okay, just wait. Lamp. You're that confident? You're that confident everyone's okay? Okay. Oh, did you guys stun him? Got it. You stunned him out of it. Cool. It's true. If he doesn't, what do you call it? You don't need to land. Okay.
Enemy contact. Missed.
Okay. You don't have cooldowns. You used your lamp reasonably. Sure, I'll live with the shift. You're gone. Okay. Leave. You're feeding. You're staggering.
Honestly, it's our fault.
Okay. Why? Boom. You need to get deflect out of Genji as quickly as possible. Healing your Bastion, no problem. Flick, put damage pressure on Genji. Once you hit Genji with 2-3 round bursts, he's gonna pop deflect. Once he pops deflect, he's a lot less dangerous to your Bastion. If he has deflect available, your Bastion is scared to shoot at him. If you can force deflect, it's way easier for your Bastion. Way easier for your Bastion. That's 3 heals. That's 4 heals. That's a shift.
You all look like you needed some healing.
Heal bot detected. Heal bot detected.
Let them up.
I mean, I was pretty good. You have window. I was pretty good conceptually with no, we do this. Forget it. I'm fighting the Genji. Forget it. You know what? I'm dropping my window right here. I can double strength heal my Reinhardt. I can shoot at the Genji for good double damage. I have this nice powerful off angle with high damage. My Bastion's taking a new angle for high damage. I'm good. Let's do it. Let's do it. We can't afford to lose here. I'm not just walking past a Genji like this. Like, no? No thank you? You at least look at him, but like, I don't think I could just walk through the open past a Genji like that.
You all look like you needed some healing.
Overtime.
Would have wanted to throw this lamp to enable our Reinhardt from further away before we lost him. He has a lamp, you have a window. You're pretty good.
Let them up.
Okay. Oh, this Genji, who hasn't had his deflect yet, forced yet, is going to come back in and bother you guys. I'm not surprised. You haven't put any pressure on him. Like, hi, I'm Genji. Okay. I'm Genji. I'm now in the fight at 92%. Bad metric because of overtime.
Let them up.
Congratulations, I'm in the fight at 7:15. I think this is like the first time I would consider there to be any pressure on me on Genji. The BAP is like almost looking at me. Not through his window, but almost looking at me. And I haven't been hit yet, but there's a little bit of pressure on me for the first time in 14 seconds of being in the fight. Of course I'm going to win. I'm going to go wild. Like, I'm disappointed that I didn't do more. Obviously, I'm not War Beast here, but like, yeah, that's how this works. Like, he was in the fight aggressively, and you looked at him. I suppose you could also say you looked at him as you walked across, but you didn't put any suppressing fire at him or anything. Like, you played scared. You walked past him. You didn't shoot at him as you walked past him, and he's going, oh, I can do whatever I want, and I can. And, like, okay, shoot at him. Do your damage to him. Just be like, hey, I'm going to put some damage to it. Hey, I don't care that there's a Genji right here. I'm going to drop my window here and shoot in on the point because I'm going to fight the Genji if the Genji is here. Like, so be it. Like, I'll beat the Genji, force deflect, deal with that, pop my shift to protect myself, throw my lamp over there. I don't need my lamp to beat the Genji. I'm going to throw my lamp over there. I have a window here to help me fight the Genji, to help me do this. But, like, he can't just be ignored. Of course he's just going to take over and win the game if he's allowed to do that. And you might be thinking, wait, I'm a support and you're telling me to counter the Genji, to not let the Genji just be free during a fight for 15 seconds? Yeah. Yeah, I am. Genjis pick on supports when supports don't bother them. That's what they do. Genjis respect supports. They don't like it, but they grudgingly respect supports that put damage pressure into them, force deflects early, force blinks early, force those sorts of things. Go like, okay, fine. This Ana's putting a shot into me. This BAP's putting enough pressure on me to force my deflect. Like, okay, yeah, I can't really go battle the BAP that still has shift when my deflect has been forced. Like, I can't really go into the fight aggressively when my deflect has been forced. I have to play more passive when 50 damage has been done to me, when my deflect has been forced, that sort of thing. Just jump, dude, this Genji keeps missing. Like, I hear you, but like, missing or not, you still want to apply some pressure to him. Like, you don't want to just be like, he's not doing enough damage because he's not for having been free for 15 seconds, but like, you still don't let him be that free for 15 seconds. You put some damage into him. War Beast MVP? Just jump, dude. This Genji keeps missing. Has White Fang been reviewed before? White Fang has been reviewed before. White Fang has played support. White Fang was even in the review that Llama and I did together. White Fang plays a bit of all of the supports. I don't think White Fang has totally narrowed it in on like 2 to 3 heroes yet. I think we've mostly seen White Fang bounce around on their heroes quite a bit in the support category. Regen burst plus jumping plus M1 and Genji loses. Sure, but we do have to actually shoot with the M1 at the Genji. You just love the fact that War Beast is just tearing everyone apart. He's just an animal. Yeah. Okay, so let's go back to White Fang here. They do sound like mercenary companies, though, right? Over here we have War Beast, and over here we have the White Fang. We've got a couple mercenary groups going after each other. Well, except not going after each other. War Beast is preying on White Fang, and White Fang is like, no, we have to... I don't know. Okay, there we go. Okay, so you specifically asked how do you win this game. This round was going to be hard for you to win, I'm not going to lie. This first round, if we go back to here, obviously they did 100-0 you. It wasn't a pretty round, but there was the ability to... You had fights that you could have turned. You had the ability to clear this over here. You had the ability to save your Ana back here. Those are person-changing events. It's at least +1 in that you keep your Ana alive here. Perhaps you take out their Doomfist. You take away positioning, which helps your team significantly. You also don't get yourself eliminated. That's, again, another fight where you go at least +1 over what actually happened. That could potentially be fight-changing, which can potentially be round-changing. In this one, you're going to have a harder time, but what you do run into... if I can find something that's less annoying. What you do run into is a situation where, hey, you had the ability to put out more pressure in this fight. You were losing this fight, but you had the ability to put out significantly more pressure. That doesn't necessarily mean that you were going to turn the fight. In fact, I think turning this fight was a little bit unlikely, but it's more pressure. You're going to play better. It potentially turns the fight, or it at least gets you an elimination or two, and that makes their holds harder. That gives you guys a better chance into it, especially if you get an elimination or two and then get out. Like, oh, that actually works, and now you have a little bit of a respawn tempo on them that can work. If you really wanted to win this game, though, the honest answer is you probably needed to go, my team isn't beating their team. I could apply more damage pressure with heal plus damage weaving pressure, or when my team first goes in there, I could stand up here and just destroy their team. That's the real way to have won this game. But that's not actually what I'm advising you have done. You were correct to rotate in here with your team for the first rotation. This would be the more standard appropriate play for the level of play that is happening in this lobby. If you want to be like, well, how did I actually win this game? This was how, but that's not what I'm advising because this is going to work more often. Your team was just outmatched. You can make this a closer situation, be outmatched by less by going, hey, I'm going to get my damage weave in. I'm going to hit some better lamps that actually protect my team. I'm going to shoot at Genjis rather than just let them walk around in our back line on my Bastion on me for 15 seconds. Like, we can do that. That's going to help us. That's how we're going to play better. That's how we're going to get better at the video game. That's how we're going to win more matches. But no, unless you went a little more into, I'm just going to put a lot of pressure on the enemies and sort of say, I'll put enough pressure on the enemies to make up for not protecting my team as well as I might normally, and I'm going to put myself in situations where I have to defend myself a little bit. High ground is helping me, and I'm counting a little less on my team to defend me. That would have been how you'd like actually win this. I don't usually go over that because it's not really the most helpful thing in the world, but I did specifically get a request for what could I have done to actually win this match. So that's that answer. The real answer, though, what we generally care about here is how do you play better? How do you win significantly more matches? And the answer for your Brig is going to be those repair packs are for Anna. You got to boost your Anna reputation. That's totally what I just said here. We're also going to watch Anna's line of sight. This is a smaller thing. I'd probably put this as 3. I'd probably put this as 1, this is 3. And then what we're also going to do is we're going to recognize that, hey, when we have Rally makes us a brawler, yes, but we have to recognize there's a timer on it. When it ends, we're not this super heavy brawler, so we need to not be hugely ahead of our team when the rally ends. So if we're low on a rally time, go do something that's investing in the future helping rather than helping right now, which is go clear that off angle, go clear that BAP. If we're looking at the BAP gameplay, we're going to get into Weave. Weaving is king. You need to do more damage on BAP. BAP needs damage. You were doing some damage when there was no healing to be done. You did even hit a couple damage reloads as opposed to heal reloads, which is good to see because it means you're not full heal botting, but you did a fair amount of heal botting. When you started to fall behind in a fight, even a little bit, you went heal, 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 and you can't let that happen. You really do need to continue to get that damage in there. I don't want your damage to cause you to not hit heals, but if you don't have to move your crosshair very much, get that damage out there. This is really important. Like, I cannot emphasize enough how important this is for getting more pressure, and more pressure is what causes BAP to be more valuable than Ana. I mean, to, be able to out-damage, out-sustain, like, put more pressure into the fight, make it feel like he's healing for more than he is. He does heal for a fair amount, but really it's that as you swing the fight pretty heavy with his constant damage pressure to go with this pretty high healing. We could hit better lamps. I could get into that. I'm not super going to get into that because that's really so far behind weaving in terms of its value. And then, again, don't be afraid to challenge people. Like, do damage to the annoying targets. To the scary targets, to the DPS, to the flankers. Like, shooting at tanks is great when it's easy to heal, when it's like, hey, I have to alternate between healing and shooting, etc. But like, oh, I'm peeling from my Bastion, shoot the flanker. Oh, there's a McCree over there? Yeah, if I shoot at him, he's probably going to start shooting back. I'd rather start shooting at him now, though, that sort of thing. Don't fall into the trap of, oh, I shoot tanks, or I only shoot when they're not paying any attention to me, and if I shoot them, they'll pay attention to me, and I don't want that to happen. So, no, put pressure on them. Do damage to them. Hope that makes sense. Okay, so Here we go. Uh, Talent has competition. You thought White Fang was an anime character about ninjas? Maybe. Maybe. I see. Uh, Sonic the Otter says, sorry I couldn't be here for the review, but I'll have to rewatch this later. I tried flexing and learning Brig for this one. White Fang is me for reference. Yep, yep. That's right. You play for Anna. You live for Anna. After a certain point, Brig really does feel like extra life for Anna. A little bit. And that totally makes sense in organized play when you feel like your Anna's good enough in those things. It's a little tougher to fully get by that on ladder, especially when your Annas are inconsistent. That said, a lot of the times your Annas are less inconsistent than you think, and they will do just fine if they get good Brig protection, but your Brig gets bored and leaves them alone and bad things happen. That said, you do have to recognize when your Anna is not contributing enough and you cannot afford to be on Brig because, hey, she's missing too many shots, she's not doing enough, and we do need more value from the support role. It's a main support conundrum in general. If the flex support isn't doing enough, do you double flex support, or what do you do? Because a main support, a portion of their job is that peeling, enabling, value amplifying the flex support. His insane constant damage pressure. Temporal, I hate you for what you said. I know, Adam. Anna is better than Bap. Anna's more fun than Bap. Bap is the second best duelist after Roadhog. Tracer called. If you ever play those 1v1 modes, they have to disable one of his CDs to make him fair. Okay. Anna's the best support. Anna's the most fun support. Temporal, what advantage would Brig player gain from playing with BAP 2? Harder peel. Generally, what's happening is you're playing BAP in a hard poke comp, and what you're doing is you've gone with a hard poke comp that is basically invested in. Let's have a situation where 5 of our characters are poke heroes, and then 1 brawl hero. And this one brawl hero, Brig, is expected to almost completely patch over the extreme weakness to dive that we've built into our comp. That would be what you generally play Brig BAP together for, because you're going, hey, we're playing BAP. BAP is good. BAP does a lot of poke damage himself as a support, but we're not willing to be greedy enough to run BAP Zen. BAP Zen with 4 other poke heroes is just too greedy. Dive is going to rip us apart, so we do want one very strong anti-dive piece, which is a brawl piece. Adam says, I think Temporal is a low diamond player. No, Adam, I'm a bottom 500 player. Get it right. Val says, Brig standing there feels like AFK if Anna doesn't get dived in like 30 to 50 seconds. Got to walk off and do mace to the face. You could hit whip shots. Like, you can play like this and go, hey, my Anna's back here. I may be playing here as Brig. I've got a little bit of cover, whatever. I'm aware of my Anna. My front line is maybe right up here as a Reinhardt, maybe right up here as a Hog, whatever. And I'm going to walk up this far and I'm going to hit a whip shot where my aura now gets these guys. Maybe it gets Anna too. And then I'm going to retreat back to my cover. You can just go hit a whip shot every 6 seconds. That's going to work if you're feeling bored. Like, that is actually the next tier. Getting this bodyguard thing right is like the first tier of Brig play. Getting this bodyguard plus repair pack distribution is sort of the first tier of Brig play. It's pretty conceptually easy, but it's important to get right, and most Brigs don't. And then your next tier is working on Inspire uptime. So go up there, get Inspire uptime, but get Inspire uptime that's meaningful. If you're inspiring just for yourself, that doesn't really help. Your Inspire has to heal other people. When you hit the whip shot, people have to be in a range of you that makes sense, and you need to not separate yourself so far or do it at a time when then their Winston can jump in, or go do it at a time that then Tracer comes in while you're up here getting your whip shot off, that sort of thing. Brig feels like counterpick rather than something you play on to play. Sort of. you can make a comp that's intentionally weak to dive and then slot her in it intentionally, and then even if she AFKs, she's getting value. You also will, even as a poke comp, eventually enter a brawl phase, even if it's with another brawl comp, for example, so poke v brawl, and it does help to have Brig when you do enter that brawl phase. Having the Brig lets you enter that brawl phase in some ways a little sooner than you might with the poke comp. Not really, because if you had another poke hero, you'd get your advantage faster and you'd be able to open it, but she does make you a little stronger in that brawl phase when you get to it, so that is helpful. When I'm playing Brig thinking I can't wait till mana gets dived, sure, it gets dove, but yeah. Hope to Fistful to a Relic on you, Anna. Yeah, that's kind of how you're thinking about it, like, because you're looking for practice opportunities. Yeah, yeah. Okay, that's going to do it. We'll head into I think I've got another review that I can do here. I think it's going to be one of the 6-stat games, maybe from yesterday that you guys did. We'll hop into that review. It'll be an interesting one. We will see how things go. I hope to see you all there. If you guys are enjoying the content, please do drop a like. Consider subscribing if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one.